very good evening to you, Ghana. This is Confessions on TV3. Tonight, I stand sanctimoniously, piously, bringing you this beautiful confession of a woman whose story would be a learning point for you and I. I'm delighted to bring you such content on television. My name is Miss Nancy, and I get into the studio to discuss the young woman who married a virgin but has an addiction that she needs attention to. Right after this break, I will be back. She's a decent woman. She actually married a virgin, but she says she has a confession that has got something quite sexual about it. Yes, I am here, and this is Confessions on TV3, where I keep my ears wide open and my lips sealed. You're welcome to Confessions, my lady.
Thank you very much.
Tell us your story.
I'm a very committed church girl, very devoted to the things of God.
Oh.
And I actually started masturbating at the age of 10. So my first experience, I watched a movie and I saw a man touch a woman, and I tried it and I liked it. So I sort of fell in love with myself. And ever since, I've been doing that. And whenever I do it, I feel very fulfilled. And fast forward, I had to get married to the love of my life. We got married. Happily married, I am safe to say, but somehow unhappy because I'm only in love with myself. And I actually feel the vibe only when I use sex toys with myself or when I touch myself, but I really don't feel the vibe when I do it with my husband. And I'm kind of guilt trapped and I don't know what to do. So I'm here for you to help me.
She is in love with her own body. She only feels it because she knows she does it better. She's been married, quote and unquote, happily. But in the bedroom, she is poor. She has nothing to write home about. She is a frustrated wife, but a woman who is absolutely in love with herself. Goodness, this is some confession. Let us go into the studio and let us analyze this confession and see we may be able to help her because she needs to let go of herself and trust another person to give her pleasure beyond her own imagination. This is Confessions on TV3. See you in the studio. You are welcome back to Confessions on TV3. These fine ladies and gentlemen are ready with your comments, with your contributions and questions concerning her confession that gets to be a learning point for you and I. Hey guys. Hi. Good to see you all. Great. So that is her confession. Married a virgin. Ideal. Good girl. Wonderful. Mommy, daddy, proud of you. Husband is like, are there still virgins under the sun? Only to realize that in marriage, she's never been happy in the bedroom. Yes. My lady.
Hi, Miss Nancy. My name is Esther Nakoko Ayi.
Hi, Esther.
Okay, so the first mistake this lady made was the fact that she didn't try to solve her addiction before entering into marriage. Because there are certain addictions that when you have, you could probably get married and it won't affect your marriage. But masturbation is an addiction that would go a long way to affect you as a person and your partner as well. So she should have cleared that before marrying. Or she should have told her husband that this is the trouble I am facing so that they can solve it together. But where she hid it from him and she is still doing it, it's going to be difficult for her to get out of it because it's an addiction.
It is.
It is.
No addiction is positive. Is there anything like a positive addiction? No. Gentlemen.
Okay. My name is Prince. So I just want to comment on what she said right now. First of all, we don't know if she knew that that was an addiction. Because of sometimes it could just be a habit. Yeah, I'm doing something, but I don't know that I am.
Thinking that at the right time I would stop.
I will stop. That I am actually getting deep into it by acknowledging that I am addicted to it.
Yeah.
So my first question I'm going to ask her is, why does she masturbate? Is a reason. Because of, I heard that she wasn't having that same pressure in the bedroom with her husband. Okay. Me, if I want to masturbate, I'm masturbating because of probably this. I'm not having my opposite sex around me, and I'm feeling horny at this instant. Yeah. Okay. So that is the reason why I masturbate.
Okay. So, do you masturbate though?
No, I don't masturbate.
Are you currently in a relationship?
No, please.
Oh, okay. But you don't masturbate?
No, I don't masturbate.
Because you have the discipline.
Yes, I'm not. Okay, coming from a Christian perspective, okay, masturbation is sin.
Yes.
Okay, but coming from a normal ideology of this our word, that say masturbation is healthy. But for me, I feel masturbation is all in the mind. Yeah. Okay, it's all in your mind. So if you occupy yourself, you are doing something healthy every day, and if you feel the urge of masturbating and you go probably first of all read the Bible or watch movies or go for a hairstyles or I do paint or something, it's all in your mind. You just have to occupy your mind with something different.
Do you remember that advert we used to have that encouraged that when you need to have sex, you have that sexual energy, use it for something else, like run around, get a dog to chase you? And that was it. Okay, was there someone that had something to say? Yes, my lady.
Shasha Banks.
Hi, Shasha.
Hi, Miss Nancy. And I think it's not an addiction.
Okay.
Yes, I feel it's because she's not getting the climax her husband, the toy is giving her from her husband. Okay. So she can combine both. But before then, she needs to talk to the man if he's that open-minded.
So you are looking at her bringing her husband in to watch her touch herself?
No. Whilst in the process, there are different types she can use.
There are different types, she says. Now, the studio audience have spoken, but of course I need a man in here to help as a professional, someone with very great experience. So we see how we can help this young woman of her addiction so that the marriage bed that it's said to be sacred would be enjoyed by herself and her husband together. People, let's welcome Mr. Ogochukwu.
It is good to see you. Hey guys.
Please have a seat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's always good to have you.
It is wonderful to be here again. Thank you.
Counselor Ogu has just joined us. Mr. Ogu has great knowledge, and I pray that together we would give help to this woman who has been addicted to. There is something called self-love. I mean, for her, beyond the fact that it's an addiction, she just has so much confidence in herself that beyond herself, she wouldn't allow anybody to give her body any pleasure. And that is why we're here. Counselor, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You need to take a look at this confession. Let's take a look. We'll be right back.
I'm a very committed church girl, very devoted to the things of God. Oh. And I actually started masturbating at the age of 10. So my first experience, I watched a movie and I saw a man touch a woman and I tried it and I liked it. So I sort of fell in love with myself. And ever since, I've been doing that. And whenever I do it, I feel very fulfilled. And fast forward, I had to get married to the love of my life. We got married. Happily married, I am safe to say, but somehow unhappy because I'm only in love with myself. And I actually feel the vibe only when I use sex toys with myself or when I touch myself. But I really don't feel the vibe when I do it with my husband. And I'm kind of guilt trapped and I don't know what to do. So I'm here for you to help me.
You are welcome back. And counselor, woman supposed to be happily married without any sexual experience, virgin, goes into her marriage and realizes that I am unhappy. This is just not working for me in the bedroom. I wish to be with myself and myself alone, and I'm able to satisfy myself beyond what my partner is able to give to me. She wants to come out. Let's talk about the woman. At what point? Age. She says she started at the age of 10. Masturbating at the age of 10 because she saw something on television.
Wow. So the first thing is that, the issue of masturbation it's a cultural issue, it's a religious issue, it's a medical issue. And some of the times, if we're unable to put it in proper context, it could mean something totally different.
Yes.
So first, from an African perspective, masturbating at 10 is a bit too early.
Too early, unhealthy.
Yes, and very unhealthy. Now, anything you do not have control over is capable of becoming a distraction in your life.
Yeah.
And for those who have masturbated before, there is something you cannot deny. You need an image to be able to do it. And that
fantasy.
Image, fantasy, porn, and so many other things that, And you see, once you begin, anything that perverts you will affect your productivity at the end of the day.
Okay.
And so if you are that young and you begin, of course, in the West, they will tell you, explore your body, get to know your body, and things like that. There are things that work for them that don't work for us.
At the right time.
Yeah, and with profound respect to them, I know your programs go very far. So
it does.
So with profound respect to them, the African is the African, and people from the West are from the West. But it will depend on her exposure, the things, she came in contact with. And the kind of people that influence her. There are actually people that start much younger. Yes, 6, 7 years. And so it's still that same problem. And when it becomes a stronghold, what you call an addiction, it's difficult to let go. And so even in marriage, you find yourself struggling because you see, and the other challenge is that you've heard a lot of women say they haven't experienced orgasm before.
Yes.
And here you are, able to make it happen for yourself through masturbation. And it's more difficult to let go when you find yourself in that situation. And then the second thing is, even if you wanted for your husband to help you, you're a church girl, and so it's something you can't talk about.
Yes.
But even masturbation happens in marriage. It's called mutual masturbation, foreplay.
Yes.
That's masturbation.
Of course.
It's just that somebody is doing it for you.
Because you're touching him and he is doing you likewise. So
yes.
Basically.
And in the African society, we say that you can't make love to yourself. That's why foreplay is more appreciated than self-masturbation. But it is a reality. It is a reality, and it is her reality.
That is her reality. So in this case, is it right for a young woman to keep to herself until after marriage, knowing that this is the challenge? In this case, if she was a young woman that had other sexual experiences with a partner, a male, wouldn't she have been able to, overcome this challenge of loving herself only?
It is possible, but from the way she told her story, she's a church girl.
Yes.
And you know the impression about sex before marriage in church and all of that. And then the definition of a virgin. On the face of it, there hasn't been penetration, but she has experienced everything that has to do with
so
sex.
Was she really a virgin? Well, so if you're out there doing everything all by yourself, giving yourself that ecstasy and still calling yourself a virgin, tonight, let us have you know, you are not so virgin after all. Yes, somebody have a question or a contribution? Please.
Okay, Mister. Mine is, she said she started from 10 years old. Probably when she started, she didn't know what she was doing. She was like, the way the West are saying, explore your body. Yeah. She was just exploring her body. She didn't know what she was doing. And also, she didn't have any sexual partner. But in this case, deep down, she had a sexual partner, which was herself. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
So she's experienced in her own way. Okay, so now she going into the bedroom and her husband is not matching up to her own satisfaction. I feel like it's communication. Like back to in her story, she said she's a church girl. Yeah, you're a church girl, but right now it's in between you and your husband. Okay, block out the outside world. It's me and my husband. Come, let's communicate. Come, let me tell you what is orgasm. Come, let me tell you how to touch me. Come, let me tell you what take me to cloud 9. There's no sin about that. Yeah. I'm talking to my husband. I'm not talking to my boyfriend.
Miss Nancy, I have a question to ask her. How often do you spend time with your husband?
Okay. My lady, how often do you spend time with your husband? Do you live together?
Yes, we live together.
You do?
Yes.
Okay, second question. Do you involve him in romance?
The truth is, we do romance a lot, but I just don't enjoy it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And have you ever asked him, have you ever told him that you don't enjoy it?
No.
Okay.
So I think you need to tell him and let him know that you don't. So you just maybe upgrade or you watch some movies to do what take you through.
Okay, so you think I should engage my husband for him to know about the fact that I've been masturbating? I think that would be sort of, giving myself up.
Okay, so that is what she has. Should she come clean and say that, my love, this is what I have been into since I was at the age of 10. Our marriage will suffer, our relationship will not work unless I am equally as pleased as you in the bedroom. Yeah. Help me. Or how does she go about this without a typical man feeling, typical Ghanaian man feeling inadequate and losing all his energy, sexual energy, because the wife has said that she has never enjoyed him sexually. I'm sure for a woman like that, she would moan and scream, oh my God, and then get him to get off her as quickly as possible. How should she handle this?
What you said just now, it does happen, and it happens a lot in a lot of marriages, and the other thing, though, before I touch on this,
please,
is that there are many couples that don't speak with each other. They talk at, but they don't speak with each other.
Talking to, not speaking with. What is the difference, sir?
So, sit down. Where are you coming from? Okay, welcome, and all of that. I'm talking to you. We're not communicating. I'm just saying stuff. Talking at. Some of the time saying, sorry. So I'm talking at you. I don't value your opinion. What you want to say is not important to me.
I'm just
and
speaking,
there's a bit of, yes.
And you would definitely respond.
Absolutely.
But I don't take anything you say to heart or seriously.
No, and there's a bit of aggression attached to it as well. It's very manipulative. Yeah. But when you speak with someone, you listen to the person. Listening is an art, just as speaking. So when you engage, you feel the emotion, the energy, and all of that, so that you can respond appropriately. Not just respond, but to respond appropriately. So when you guys have that conversation, it is beautiful. And when you get people to that point, they don't judge you.
When you speak with them,
yes,
they don't judge you.
Yes, they're sensitive towards you. They empathize. And it's so important for all of us to learn it. Now, society makes men feel like, they are not capable of having emotion. They're not capable of expressing
But these days, the guys are outdoing themselves with their crying at the weddings.
Absolutely. See, you get to a point, that, man, if that is the thing standing between you and death, embrace it and leave death out of the way.
Yeah.
A lot of men die because they have a lot of things bottled up on their inside. And they're not expressing themselves. And so if you are able to create that kind of atmosphere between you and your husband, some of the times it's not just about, sweetheart, sit down. Let me tell you, I've been masturbating since I was 10.
Hey.
So you're talking to the person.
Yeah.
Okay? But how about engage the person and teach him about your body. By the time he finishes, then you can tell him, do you know you just delivered me from something? I used to be like this and all of that. You see, you make him feel really good about himself. Absolutely.
Physical ambience.
Absolutely.
Emotional ambience. And speak with him.
You can't be wrong when that
happens. This is Confessions on TV3, and lives are being impacted. Our relationships are being saved, because here we take other people's confessions and we make it our own, and we make sure that others benefit from it. I will take this break. When I come back, more for you. Welcome back to Confessions on TV3. My name is Miss Nancy. Mr. Ogu is here with us tonight as our counselor, and the conversation is exciting. Married women addicted to masturbation, in love with herself, not allowing her partner in there. Yes, somebody had something to say right here in the studio.
Hello, Miss Nancy.
Hey.
Harry.
Hi, Harry.
I think what they lack in their marriage is proper communication. They don't communicate. They didn't start as friends. Because if that was what happened, if they started as friends, probably she will feel more comfortable to tell the man, or the man will know about every detail, everything about her. Because if you have that proper communication, you talk a lot. I mean, you say a lot of stuff, you play around and all those things.
During the time of dating, didn't this guy find any sex toy in her bedroom?
That is the problem. That's what I'm saying. They don't have that thing. Because if they have that thing, probably I can come into your room, you come into my room, I go through your things, you go through mine. You understand? And when they are having sex, maybe the man don't ask questions. Because of that, they don't talk. They don't talk. Because when you're having sex, you should be able to talk to your partner. Are you okay? Is it okay?
Are you enjoying it?
How are you feeling? I mean, tell me something. Am I doing it right? You know, all those steps. But if you don't have proper communication in your marriage, you know, those things cannot go on. And there's no way you know.
The gentleman says, when you are doing it, make sure you're talking it too.
Miss Nancy, I'd like to share something.
Share, my dear.
For some people who have masturbated before, they get to a point when you would like to talk to someone, but you can't.
Okay.
Because when you try it, you feel like, this one I'm going to tell, is it going to help me? What is going to be the background of everything that was going to start? Because sometimes you will try to say something to someone, and then later, they sell you out to people.
Yeah.
And for masturbation, for example, just imagine 20 of my friends knowing I masturbate. The backlash.
It will kill you.
You know,
it will kill you.
Sometimes you wish to talk to people, but it's very, very difficult. And for the friendship's sake he talked about, see, you might think it's very easy to tell someone about it, but bro, trust you me, you can't. You will try like so many times, but you can't.
Is it because you already feel guilty
it's
that it's a negative thing?
It's not about guilt, because let me tell you the truth. I'm a testimony of this.
Oh, you are.
And I don't feel ashamed to say this anyway. But
thank you for being bold and sharing your testimony with us. And you were also a church boy, were you not?
Yes.
And at what age did you start?
I don't remember the age, but I think I was in class 6.
When you started. And at a point you started dating?
Yes, at a point I started, and then I was with...
Did it change? Did you stop?
Changed. It changed because, like, you know, the person I was with, we didn't have anything intimate.
Yes.
But something led to her knowing that this is what I do.
Okay. And the person had a positive influence on you.
So I was able to come off that thing very, very easy.
Because
and it didn't take long. I think it took almost like, because that happened in JHS too. That's when I met the person, so it didn't take that long.
Another amazing the influences. Imagine another little girl had that much influence on him to get him out of an addiction. Congratulations, you were saved by her.
Well done.
She can stop masturbating, but how does that help her get the best in the bedroom with her own husband? That's also one thing.
Yes.
Stopping masturbation is one thing. Enjoying your partner, getting great experiences in the bedroom with your partner is also another.
Absolutely.
Counselor?
And if he fails to satisfy her,
yes,
then she will be justified in masturbating. You know, and it won't matter what anybody says.
Yes.
So it's very important that they come to that point where things are achieved. Now, the other thing is that some people talk about men being 2 minutes, 1 minute, and all of that, and this thing is part of the problem, you know, and it is because they haven't properly groomed themselves in the area of sex. Sex can be beautiful, irrespective of the size of your instrument. I can tell you that.
Men should know this.
You know, and the moment you do it right, first keep the atmosphere right, the mood. There are just some things you don't discuss at that point.
Yes.
You know, and once all those things are together, and you know how to take turns in satisfying yourself, it doesn't matter the size.
Don't make it all about you.
No.
Don't make it all about her.
Absolutely.
Take turns in satisfying.
Absolutely.
You kiss me, allow me to kiss you back.
Absolutely.
There's a great counselor in the studio. He's helping, but we need to go out there and take another opinion from another professional. Let's hear what he had to say.
Well, the matter at stake is a very important matter, very important issue that happens often in several contexts, in several forms and modes. Today, what is being presented is a lady who has to masturbate, has to use sex toys aside the husband. This lady is married aside the husband, so she can have satisfaction sexually. Oh, we thank God for a program like Confessions, where some or such issues could be brought to the fore for discussion and for engagement, so we can be a blessing to other people. First of all, what is the idea of sex? Is sex just penetration? Let's go back a bit. People who are addicted to sex for one or two reasons, one of the cardinal reasons attributed to sex addiction in some contexts has been said to be pornography. So if I constantly watch pornography, then in my subconscious, I expect that my spouse will act and follow in the format that I have seen. So I have a certain idea of sex, a certain perspective of sex that is as a result of pornography. Again, for some of us, we belong to certain circles, certain contexts, certain groups. We discuss girls, girls, boys, boys, and made a man, oh, I gave it to her, I did this, I did that. So some idea of sex is presented to us. So we try to attain that. Let's be mindful that the individual person that you are married to, the husband or the wife, first of all, is not a machine. It's not an actor as we see in the or have in the pornography setting, or it's not in the discussion in the public sphere where friends are talking about how sex should be. He has to stand up, he has to be 3-0. To this lady in particular, what we will say is that, first of all, let's eradicate the source. What fuels the idea of sex in her mind? If it is pornography, will appeal to her to stop watching all forms of pornography. Secondly, she should put in her subconscious that she is a married woman. Now, let's approach it from the side of the man. There's a picture going around recently that most men cannot find the cathedral and will not be patient enough or not be humble enough to ask the women. What, from an adult perspective, is just a normal picture but have a lot of adult lessons for us. What is interesting is that during love making, there is sexual communication. So men, let us be humble to follow the directions of ask her, do you like it when I touch the nipples of your breast? Do you like it when I touch the back of your ear? When I touch your thigh? Oh, am I going down deep? Should I come down up? Should I go slowly? She tells you, yeah, 2 fingers, go it slowly, take it easy. I like that. Communicate, talk about it. Sex is not slavery. Hey, Akusia, lie down. Let me bank on you. Let me come on you. No, that is not the idea of sex. Sex has its language. Let's communicate in the context of the language. In that case, then, the man and the woman, each of us will have our satisfaction. Each of us will feel and enjoy the sex. Will appeal to you, my sister, to talk to your husband. If he is somebody who listens, talk to him and tell him that, look, can we talk about what we are doing? Let's have more foreplay. Let's enjoy. Maybe give him the melons, if you have melons, if you have oranges, whatever you have in front of you, give to him. Maybe let him touch you, let him do some other things, and be in the mood so that penetration will be the climax, and then orgasm will follow. I want to use this opportunity also to appeal to all women who somehow there's a debate going on that there's nothing, no side effect with sex toys. No, there are sex effect with sex toys. Effects. Recently, and as published by another media house I can mention in the UK, there's a report that is published that is saying that the chemicals in the sex toys are very harmful to us, and it can cause cancer, breast cancer, infertility, and the like. Again, when one is addicted to sex toys, then one will want to migrate to higher levels which can cause bruises and injuries. So these are the realities. And masturbation have a sociocultural implication also in our minds. If you masturbate and maybe you have a Christian dispensation, you feel a sense of uselessness, a sense of worthlessness, and it affects your morale, your ego, it affects you as a person, and you don't have joy from your heart. The name of the thing is love making. And in love making, it involves two people, not a person with a toy or masturbating. Thank you for the opportunity. God bless us all.
So there you are, information at your disposal. Just make sure that your life is influenced positively from our professional. Back in the studio, China, you had something to say.
Thank you, Miss Nancy. First of all, you look angelic.
Oh, thank you.
So I want to say that for the lady to be able to communicate with a man is not going to be easy. Because some of these partners, they are so prideful that if you see something wrong, you can't even be able to tell them because you feel like they'll be like, hey, no, why are you telling me this? They don't take it lightly.
Yeah.
So I think it won't be easy.
Awesome. Now that she has mentioned, can you speak to the gentleman about getting sexual feedback from your lover or your wife? The men, they take it so personally. I do not know how, but for some reason, every man feels that he is super in bed. And sometimes, guys, you are really not.
Well, I don't know if every man feels that way, because men are also willing to learn. I think there's a lot of expectation that they put on the shoulders of a man, and so we just need to work hard, and that's why you have a lot of men using aphrodisiac as well, because they just want to prove something. You don't have to prove anything, and that is a sign of the quality of relationship you have. It's a function of the quality of relationship you have. These things reflect the kind of people that are in the relationship. And so you might not believe it, but I have seen couples, you might not believe this, but there are couples that have never farted in front of the other spouse. And they've been married for close to 15 years.
So when they are in need of it, they excuse themselves and go do it.
That's how serious
that
it
should
can
tell
be.
you how not too close they are.
Yes. And so your orientation also affects your relationship if you don't deal with it. So if you feel that what you've done is a sin, there's that guilt. But if you find yourself in an environment where love is always available, you're not afraid to talk about your mistakes.
Yeah.
Okay? Yes. Love might never be proud of what you've done, but love will always cover you.
Love, bottom line.
Absolutely.
Is love.
You know, so when they connect properly, and this is a lesson to every parent. You see, we must learn to correct our children properly.
Yes.
I'm a strong believer in spank the child if you have to.
Yeah.
But do it in love. Let the child see correction, not accusation.
Yes.
Correction,
not accusation.
And so when that happens, and let us assume she grew up like that, even if you're in church. I mean, because isn't that what the scriptures say about sin and love? And, you know, remember the story of the prodigal son, which became locus classicus in that situation. You need to come to a point where you say, okay, this is my situation.
Yeah.
And if the person you're in a relationship with has the same value as you, the person is not going to judge you. The person is going to see an opportunity to add value to your life. That's what love does.
Yes.
And so the moment you are afraid to speak on an issue, irrespective of what that issue is, it's a danger signal. And this is a sign that perhaps you don't even know who you married.
Yes.
And perhaps that person also doesn't fit into your life. Marriage is not a competition.
But isn't it amazing that you'll be married to a woman for a year and she's not enjoying your sexual life and you don't even know? How can you not know?
How can you not know? You know, and you know, men also need to be skilled enough to know that it's not every ooh, ah, ee that is the right sound.
Yeah.
You have to know. You have to know. You know, you've got to be able to tell. And that's about knowledge of yourself and knowledge of your spouse. When that is missing, everything will be thrown into it. And we'll never even know where to start
the men should understand. Let go of your experiences from other relationships. Meet this woman as an individual.
Absolutely.
And ask her what works for her.
Absolutely.
For some people, they love the little tiny bites. Others want to feel some pain before you get them to heaven. This is Confessions on TV3. I will be right back. We are back and we need to wrap up on this conversation, on this confession. So please, I will have your solution, and then to counselor. Let's move it, my lady.
Thank you very much, Miss Nancy. So first and foremost, I'd want the parents out there to be very observant with their kids.
Yeah.
Because she started at 10. So that means, like, kids of today are getting more experience. They're getting open to so many things. So parents shouldn't assume that my child is too young to start certain things. They should be observant. They should be open enough to train them concerning certain topics so that they'll know that I'm being wrong here. I'm doing this not right or something. And then with the masturbation, the lady, even if she can't open up to her husband, she should have this person she can open up to that she trusts, that person will give her good advice on how to, like, the way forward, so that she can come out of it and then enjoy her marriage, because after all, she loves her husband.
Yeah, I'm sure she does. Beautiful one. Yes, gentlemen.
Yeah, my name is Tauzadi. I think this situation, she's not supposed to be the only person who should help here. I think the husband also need help because she can't stop her on her own. She can't. Unless somebody step in, take her from a different zone. The zone in which she is right now to a different. That's why people even have sex dungeons. You know, some people you just have to even slap them before they, you know, their brain will come to the room where they are having that
intimacy.
Yes. So I think the husband has to
know and be able to
so
help.
that we can, you know, when people advise the husband, he will be in the best position to help her.
Awesome. Thank you. And then finally to counselor, where is the middle line between know your body and getting addicted to your body? Right now, a lot of women are struggling with getting orgasms to go beyond orgasms. And everybody's advising as a woman, take your feelings into your own hands. Know your body, know your body. How far can one go with knowing her body in order not to be addicted and fall in love with herself?
So with knowing your body, it might not just be about touching yourself and all of that. There are certain things you just get to begin to understand about yourself. And in the aspect of knowledge, we grow in it. Okay, so I know a bit about my body today. Tomorrow I'll know a bit more about my body.
Yeah.
The danger with addiction is the fact that you do something, it's so sweet, you want to try it again and again, and then it becomes the only thing you think about.
Yes.
That's where the problem begins. So it's important to know yourself, then know your body, so that you can also figure out who fits into your life. You see, when you know your body and you're about to go into a relationship, even when you're attracted to the person, you ask the right questions.
Yeah.
And the answers will determine whether you want to go into this relationship or not. But when you don't know, you just carry on till you find out that this person cannot give it to you. You know, so that's a fundamental problem. But for her, she needs to set herself free She is the major problem because she's not talking about it. Yes. And like you said, as far as her husband is concerned, he's doing a great job.
An awesome job, yeah. See? Patting himself at the back.
Absolutely. So she needs to set herself free and be able to talk about it. Discuss with your husband. And before you know it, this is going to just melt away.
Yeah. It is always said that 4 legs are better than 2. And definitely what you can do to yourself, if someone else is helping you, it can be bigger and better. Imagine the intensity she feels when she touches herself and that adorable person helping her feel that one. It's going to be even more adorable. All she needs is to let go of her trust and give it to her partner. So when it comes to lovemaking, trust is equally essential there. And I wish her all the best as she tries to let go of herself and allow this person to adore her in ways that she wishes that she could do for herself. This has been Confessions on TV3. My name is Miss Nancy. I had my great studio audience and, of course, Counselor Ugo, and we've had a great conversation. And thank you for watching. Same time next week, we come your way.